hola, bienvenidos. Welcome back. Storytime with Alex. You guys, I noticed that I get extra goofy when I have a ton of things on my plate. I don't know when this video is going to go up, but just letting you guys know, just in case I get a little crazy. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, you may not know. The week of Thanksgiving, last minute, we are having family stay at our house for 8 days. 8 days. So that means I have to hustle clean up this house because I only have like about 3 days to clean up. Yes, this is how last minute this was. So I have to clean up my whole entire house. Not to mention that a project that we wanted to get done in September is finally getting done the first week of December, which means there's going to be dust and debris all inside my house. We're trying to knock down a silly wall that is silly, and so we can widen our downstairs a little bit more, make it a little bit more open so when we host things. And that involves tile, wood floor, it involves borders. It's like a 5-day project, but still, it's gonna be a mess. And it's like literally back to back. And then Christmas, Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's just like a lot. So I get a little bit giggly. And I'm pre-filming as much as I possibly can because I am just trying to make sure you guys have content and don't see me a little bit stressed out. So just giving you guys a heads up on that. I know. Okay, you guys, you are here for the title of this video. This video is all about makeup and let me see, makeup. Yeah, most of it is makeup products. I only have 8 things that I thought about of products I no longer purchase. When this video goes up, I am sure we are in the midst of the holiday season where we are shopping for ourselves, shopping for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas deals, Christmas presents. We are spending a ton of money. So I figured, why not do a video of things that I'm not buying? So maybe it'll encourage you guys to look at your collection so then you don't fall for any hype knowing you're not buying these type of products and you want to save your money on. Don't do it. Even though if it's a good deal, don't do it. All right, you guys. So I have my list here. If you're interested, stay tuned. But first, if you're new, Alejandra, I go by Alex, Eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash pressure pan. If that is something you want to continue to see on your feed, subscribe, join us. And now let's get on with this video. All right, you guys. I have 8 things. And these things, I will give you an explanation as to why I don't buy them, how I don't buy them, so on and so forth. I think I did a video like this a few years ago. Being on YouTube for almost 10 years, you guys, in January, it'll be 10 years for me. I'm going to do repetitive content with a twist because how much content can I pull out unless I'm doing new video releases all the time, and I'm not. So I don't know if some of these have been repeats. I don't think so because from the time I did that video to now, it's been a few years. So I think my things have changed. My thought process has changed, and you guys have seen my purchasing habits with certain videos. So you guys might be able to pinpoint these out. So the first thing I want to share with you guys that I no longer purchase, not interested in, don't care if it's a color that I love. I just don't like them. I'd rather deal with other formulas, and that is liquid lipsticks. I don't buy lip products, and you guys know that very clearly, but if I am going to choose a lip product, it'll be 1 or 2, and it's either a lip liner, a lipstick, or a lip gloss. I have not purchased one liquid lipstick since I decided in 2016 I was done buying lip products. No joke. I have purchased maybe 1 or 2 lipsticks on my own, have accepted liquid lipsticks in PR, but not spent my own money on them. I'd rather do a matte lipstick. I'd rather line my lips with a lip liner and put a lip gloss on it or something of that nature. There's other ways that I can have that matte look without having that feeling of a matte lip. The liquid lipsticks that I own now, I will use them until they die, until I use them up, whatever the case may be, because I do enjoy them. But I notice that I always layer them with something more comfortable on top because I just don't like the feel of just a solid liquid lipstick on my lip. I don't like how it looks towards the end of the day. I don't like how it looks after I eat. It's just, I feel like it's more high maintenance than anything. I would only put on a liquid lipstick if I was just keeping my mouth shut for a few hours and just showing off my lip kind of thing, because even talking dries out your lips. So that's one thing that I just don't buy anymore. I really, really don't buy anymore. My next thing that I don't buy is face primers. Now hear me out. because I know a lot of you guys like face primers. I'm not saying I don't buy any. I just don't buy a ton because I want a bunch in my collection. What I've learned after I used up all of my face primers, I got to a point where I used them all up, and that was last year. I used them all up. And the majority of this year, I went with no face primer at all. And I realized that if you have a great skincare routine, and by I mean great, I don't mean 50 products you're putting on your face every day, because my skincare routine is 3 products. 2 products for the like the day routine, like the everyday routine. Like when I wake up in the morning, I put on 2 to 3, and that's it. At night, legit, only 3 products to put on my face. And my skin is fine. I just target what I need. I don't need a 10-step skincare regimen. That's just not me. I've never been that way. And I've realized that my skin doesn't need all that. So because I've been able to understand my skin more, face primers hasn't been a thing that I've needed. Now, with that said though, I do own 1 primer and only 1 primer, and I did purchase it this year because we all know we are growing old and I just needed something to fill in my fine lines. I have these lines, I have 2 lines on my forehead that it's gonna be inevitable. Unless I do Botox, they will be there because I have a scar right in the center. Now that I'm pointing it out, everyone's gonna notice. I have a scar right here on the center of my forehead, and because of that scar, it is causing these wrinkle lines, 2 of them up here. So I've noticed that at the end of the day, they're a little bit more pronounced. So I like a fine line, like a filling kind of primer to help that out, and it does help out to an extent. It's obviously not gonna be a miracle worker, but it does help out to an extent. So that's the only face primer that I have because I felt like I needed it. I needed it to make it look a little bit more smoothing, like a smoothing primer, basically, a smoothing primer. And a lot of you guys recommended the Tarte one, and the dupe was the L'Oreal, so I went out and bought one of those 2, and it does work great. So I don't buy any other face, I don't need to test out face primers. If you have a good skincare routine, you don't really need that. So for me, not buying any face primer. All right, third one is under eye setting powder. Here's what I've learned about under eye setting powder, you guys. I'm currently trying to finish up the one that I do own. I think I have a second one of this one. I haven't purchased an under eye setting powder in the longest time. No joke. I mean, a very long time. It's been years. What I've realized is if you have a good concealer that will brighten and conceal if you need to correct. You can use the same face primer you use all over your face under your eyes, so long as it's not a powder that is affecting your under eyes. So you can, I meant to say powder. So any powder that I put on my face is gonna work well under my eyes, with the exception if I am using a matte setting powder, I'll just grab another face powder that I know works under my eyes well, and I'll just use that. I don't feel like I need an under eye setting powder. As I get older, this might change and I might need a very finely milled one because I'll obviously have more wrinkles, drier under eyes. That makes sense. But for right now, I haven't bought an under eye setting powder in so long. So long, and I'm not intending to anytime soon. I'm not even interested when I see kits of this. Number 4 is gel liners. I love gel liners. I am a gel liner girl all the way. I haven't recently been using gel liners just because it takes up a lot more time for me to do it. I only use it at special occasions, which is one of the reasons why I no longer buy them. But 2, I have panned not 1, but 2 gel liners consistently on making like doing it as an eyeliner, and they last about 2 years a piece. So I only need a brown and a black, if that, and that is it. I don't need a ton. I don't need to try the latest and greatest. I don't need to try this formula, that formula. I want that color, that color. It's unnecessary. It's redundant. I've realized that over the time. I used to have a ton. And over time, I've realized this. I haven't bought a gel liner in so long. So long, you guys. So I don't buy gel liners anymore. Next up is colorful eyeliners. Now hear me out. This is a personal thing, but I'm gonna explain to you guys why I don't buy colorful eyeliners anymore. Recently, and when I say recently, about a year and a half, I did buy a few colorful eyeliners, and then again, I was disappointed. So I've realized that I'm done. I'm done with colorful eyeliners. My eyes are very finicky. They have a hard time keeping an eyeliner on there for an extended amount of time. If I put it on within the hour, they're already gone. My eyes, I don't know what it is. My eyes just don't like to stick with them. There's certain black ones, formulas that are expensive, but they work amazing. So I will spend the money on the black ones because I know that they'll last. But when it comes to colorful eyeliners, what I found works the best on my eyes is shadow sticks. And shadow sticks come in such a variety of colors that all I do now is just use my shadow sticks for my waterline, tight line, and I use it for multiple different things. Shadow all over my lid, eyeliner, whatever the case may be as a base. So instead of me buying an eyeliner, I'm just using my shadow sticks. If I want a colorful line on my waterline, I'll go for my shadow stick. Eyeliners have just disappointed me in just for such a long time because I can't find anything that stays there. Shadow sticks are it for me. So I don't buy any colorful eyeliners. I will buy black and I will buy brown because I use them all the time. I mean, daily. So I can see myself and I have my certain formulas that I do love, but colorful ones, done with those. Next up is cream makeup. And you guys should know that. I saved myself so much money this year. All these releases of cream blushes, liquid blushes, cream highlighters, liquid highlight. I mean, like you name it, they sold it to you in packets, in sets, singles, mini size, large, whatever your heart little desires. So for me, I saved myself so much money. Here's what I've realized. One, all I need is 3 cream blushes. I think that's all that I own is 3 cream blushes. I'm good. I don't need any more. I have face palettes that have cream blushes, cream products in it that I'd rather use because I can use them as a whole. I don't need to try the latest. For me, it's just an extra step. It's an extra step because the only time I would use any cream or liquid products would be in the summer. Because in the summer, I do like that glowy look, but it's so hot and humid where I live that most of them don't last. There are a few formulas that I found that do last, but they're no longer in existence. So what's the point? I'm not one to like to try it, and I legit get anxiety if I own too many cream or liquid products because I know they're not going to get used all the way. They're going to go bad. And if I have a ton, I'm going to end up throwing them out. So for me, it's a waste of money. The only thing I will repurchase over and over is a cream bronzer. And I will get to the reason why I will always have a cream bronzer. I used up the NARS one. I've repurchased the NARS one. I am tempted to get the Anastasia one for the summer. And I'll explain to you guys why. But I am tempted to have that one as a second one for the summer months. But to be honest with you guys, liquid cream, once I'm done all of my singles of those, like individual ones of those, I don't feel the need to purchase any of them with the exception of the MAC one. Other than that, I don't feel the need for them. I'm multitasking. I'm using them for other things just to use them up, and I don't feel like they're getting used the right way. So I've been done with these, and you guys have seen it. I am done. All right, up next is, this one's going to be an interesting one. Summer foundations. So what I mean by that is most people buy your winter shade and your summer shades. I no longer buy summer shades. I just buy the foundation that suits me in my natural state and I tweak it. For me, I would get anxiety knowing I had too many foundations. And for me, the summer months are very short. I get 3 to 4 months of full summer. If that, that's pushing it, Alex. That's pushing it. Like more like 3 months. So for me, it's not worth it. I don't finish a foundation in 3 months. It typically takes me 6 to 8 months to finish a foundation. So why am I buying summer ones and testing out summer ones, having 2 or 3 of them, and I can only use them for a limited amount of time? So what do? This is where my cream bronzers come into play. My cream bronzers help to darken the foundation that I have and give it a warmth to it for the summertime. This is why I am tempted to buy the Anastasia one because I saw that the Anastasia cream bronzers are a bit more warmer tone, undertone than the NARS one that I own. So I feel like that'll look beautiful in the summer and make me look like I have that summer glow, that warm bronzy glow, without using my NARS one. The NARS one I can use all year round, but I do notice that it doesn't give me that warmth that I like in the summer, but the Anastasia one will. So that's why I'm tempted to buy the Anastasia one to have that as my summer foundation kind of thing. But that's what I do. I no longer buy summer foundations. Liquid bronzers are another beautiful thing to mix in with your foundations just to give you guys a glow. And it does. It gives a warmth, it warms up your foundation, and it makes it a little bit darker without going overboard. So if you get a little bit more tan, add a little bit more of the bronzer, less of the foundation. If you didn't get that much of a tan, but you have a hint, add a hint of that bronzer, the cream or liquid bronzer. It has worked. I've done it now for the last 2 summers, and it has worked beautifully for me. So I no longer buy summer shade foundations at all. If I like a formula, I will stick with it. And again, I like a natural finish foundation all year round. So for me, I don't need to find a mattifying foundation for the summer. I'll just use a mattifying powder, a mattifying setting spray to help with that natural finish foundation and still make my face look natural. So that's what I do, you guys. That's what I do, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Last thing, and the last thing I want to mention is not a makeup product, but it is a skincare product. I don't buy face mask sheets anymore. The sheets, not face masks you put on and you wash off. It's the sheets. You guys, one, it would freak my kids out all the time. Two, I felt like I was immobile every time I put on a face mask because you have to sit still, otherwise it'll slide, get all up in your face, it'll get gunky in my lips, all down here. For me, it was a mess. I don't have the luxury of just sitting and enjoying a face mask. It's just too much for me. So I don't buy face masks. And plus, I feel like it's a waste. You get one use out of it, maybe re-dip it in there, use it, whatever. You could buy a silicone mask, but again, you look like a crazy person walking around. And most of the time, every time I decide to take my bra off, put on my skincare, somebody decided to show up at my house. Happened last night. I had to find a rope because I refused to put on my bra again. But I'm not walking around with like a face mask like that. So I'd rather have one that I know it's working, and I have like 3 ones that I love and work well on my skin that I only have to use like once a week. So you guys, I don't buy face masks. The only way I'll get them is if I get them free gift with purchase or as a gift. I don't buy them anymore. It's just, for me, it's useless, not practical for my lifestyle. All right, you guys, that is all that I have for you guys. Let me know down in the comment section, what makeup item or what skincare item do you no longer purchase that you used to purchase? Maybe you guys might steer me a different way and maybe consider not buying certain things anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, more videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.